Yeah, another interesting, necessary, and challenging must-know section because we'll be talking about joins. And look, the way joins evolved in Couchbase left some traces because you'll still find a lot of documentation talking about some legacy joins from the past. Essentially, I call these key joins, and I started with them on keys, on key 4, and so on. So, yeah. They can be replaced today, with matches between the meta ID, which is actually the key of in any collection. Okay, you don't need so basically key joins are joins that use on either the left side or the right side or both the key of a collection. We'll continue then, yeah, definitely with a typical ANSI SQL joins, yeah, standard SQL joins, inner join, yeah, the inner join, the outer joins, yeah, left, right outer joins. Nothing special here, as you'll see. The lateral join. Okay, they implemented this, and finally, they are the only ones I know because I'm very familiar with lateral, which is not a join. Yeah, you learn about this. It's actually a prefix, and I know the history of lateral, but they are the only ones I know that made this weird keyword optional. And yes, it makes total sense, yeah, because I was asking myself, in any looking at any other relational databases, why is they using lateral? Why they are not making it optional? Yeah, we'll talk about this, and then yeah, we'll talk about nest. Look, nest is a reverse of unnest. Okay, this will nest data, this will aggregate data, but you'll see I have some questions also on that lecture. Is this really necessary? Because actually, you may get with some aggregate function and group by something very similar. So yeah, but once again, this is SQL++. Learn about it. Yeah, that's a specific operation, and it could make total sense. Yeah, this could be necessary. Okay, I will end up with set operations, yeah, union, intersect, except. You remember I mentioned about the set operations when talking about arrays because we have some built-in array functions that perform this, but on arrays. Here, in this case, yeah, they perform this on specific objects, yeah, that you select. You select from a collection.